KEYC News Now to Go is sponsored by River's Edge Hospital and Clinic. People caring for people.
Moments like these make life worth living. River's Edge Hospital and Clinic is your partner in taking control of your own health. Take your steps towards a lasting tomorrow. River's Edge Hospital.
Hello and thanks for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update. I'm Jackson Jurek. In a few minutes, I'll be joined by First Alert meteorologist Caitlin Lohr with a look at today's much better forecast and beyond. We'll start with some local news. Days after a student was detained by ICE, MSU Mankato has a message for its entire campus and community and beyond. Aaron Stewie has more on that message and what role MSU's international student body plays for the university.
Last Friday saw a student at MSU Mankato being detained by officials from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The incident is sending waves across the university, which takes pride in their population of international students, which now totals more than 1,800 students from 108 different countries. Leaders at the university say that their efforts are focused on pushing forward and making their students feel as safe and secure as they can.
Many of our international students, scholars, community members are feeling a little bit unsettled about what's happening around the world. That's understandable. We too in international ed are feeling a little bit unsettled about what's going on and are working hard to work with all the authorities that we can to continue to provide a world-class educational experience.
Of the more than 1,800 international students, around 40% come from continental Africa, with another significant portion coming from Asia, with places like India, Nepal, and Japan being significant contributors. The clock is running down on the spring semester, but the university says that they have a message that they want all their students to hear loud and clear, whether they're preparing for graduation or just arriving from the other side of the world.
You're one of us. You're a maverick. You're a maverick from the start. From the moment we send you your admission letter, you're one of us and you're a part of our family. And as one would for any member of their family, we're going to do everything we can to protect you.
In Mankato, Aaron Stewie, KEYC News Now.
Continuing with local news, the Red Cross is helping Waseca residents displaced by a partial building collapse. The partial collapse happened just south of Old Highway 14 at 113 South State Street, downtown Waseca, around 1:15 p.m. yesterday afternoon. Police say there were no reported injuries and the surrounding buildings were evacuated as a precaution. As of last night, a structural engineer and the city building inspector have evaluated the buildings. Residents of the 113, 115 buildings were escorted into the buildings yesterday evening to retrieve essential items. Residents of adjacent buildings were allowed back home. Resident Selena Campagna was on her main floor apartment when the building collapsed around 1 p.m.
I mean, I'm kind of in shock right now, to be honest. Like, all I have is what I have in my body right now. It collapsed pretty much around us. I looked at my husband and said, the building just fell. I heard somebody screaming outside, and I knew my friend was outside, so I didn't know if it fell on her. So he ran to the door to see if it fell on her, and I called 911.
Crews have removed a detour from State Highway 13. The sidewalk and street parking stalls in front of 113, 115 South State Street all remain to be blockaded off. The city says a long-term plan will be established in the next few days. In larger national news, 25% tariffs on vehicles shipped to the U.S. start today. That's after President Donald Trump imposed history, making new tariffs yesterday. Amy Kyler reports on how they could affect average Americans.
President Donald Trump is imposing a 10% tariff on imports from all countries, plus higher rates for Cambodia, Vietnam, China, the European Union, and more. Here are 5 ways experts say Americans might feel the impact. 1, higher prices.
It's thousands of dollars. We're talking at least 2% of the median household income that this will cost American households.
Most economists predict U.S. businesses that pay the tariffs will pass on some or all of the costs to consumers. The Trump administration downplays that.
The businesses don't have to pass them on, or the producers in the other countries can eat the tariffs.
2, an economic slowdown.
What you're seeing here is a potential haircut to GDP for 2025 of about 3%.
JP Morgan predicts a global recession if Trump maintains his tariffs. Economists say a 1930 trade war deepened the Great Depression.
We know what happened in 1929, 1930 in the crash.
Trump supporters note other countries don't have to retaliate.
They're going to bring their tariffs down because they need the U.S. to be active trading partners.
3, blows to retirement funds if the stock market doesn't fully rebound. 4, high interest rates if the Federal Reserve sees too much inflation. And 5, growth for some domestic manufacturers. Economists say they're the biggest winners under Trump's tariffs.
We have to save the people and the industries of the United States.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Transitioning back here to the desk in the studio, Caitlin Laura, our first alert meteorologist, joining me. Caitlin, it's been a ugly whirlwind last, I would say, 3 or 4 days, and now things are finally going to get up on the upscale. Our roller coaster is going up, but we got to get through some wind this morning.
Yeah, you know, it's been a little windy, and that's been kind of adding that extra chill to the air. Now, I walked outside earlier with my jacket on to take some weather observations, and I thought I'd be fine just going in and out, and I was chilled to the bone for a good probably 10-15 minutes afterwards. So make sure you have a proper jacket on. You don't need a winter coat. I'm not going to say that, but maybe something with a little thickness, and you'll be good to go. The good news is, though, those winds are going to die down. They'll come back for the weekend, but so will sunshine. So they'll kind of even out this weekend. But today we've got those winds, that chill in the air, and cloudy skies, just making it feel all around rather gloomy. The good news is winds are going to die down and stay rather light, not just through the afternoon hours, but through tonight as well, before they kind of ramp back up throughout Saturday and Sunday. Now today we are looking at a seasonal afternoon. Despite those cloudy skies, the good news is we're going to stay on the dry side. Sure, we do have some moisture out there, so a stray sprinkle or a couple of raindrops are possible, but all in all, we're not looking at precipitation chances. Just some cloudy skies and seasonal temperatures with a high of 46 degrees. We are expected to drop back down into the 30s tonight as skies remain rather cloudy, but at least we'll deal with light winds. Temperatures dropping to a low of 32 degrees by tomorrow morning. Now, speaking of rain chances, we have a very minor chance of rain in the near future for the forecast, which will be tomorrow. Really, that's going to be tomorrow late afternoon into the late night hours. So it's really only going to affect those of us that may have maybe dinner plans or evening plans to go out and about, and it's not going to be much. The next chance of rain we have will not kind of move in until the middle of next week as a warm front moves through the area, and even then, it's not promising right now. It's more just an isolated chance for a stray shower or two to develop in the area as that warm front develops and moves through. So talking about the rain chances for tomorrow, we are going to see mostly cloudy skies, though pockets of sunshine possible through the first half of the day. And then that rain will start to develop out to the west of Mankato in the northwest at around 6 o'clock in the evening. From there, it'll gradually move eastward across the area, reaching Mankato between 11 and midnight. Yes, of course, you can see some snow on the backside of this, and that's really just going to be temperature dependent. It's not guaranteed we're going to see snow. If we see snow, it wouldn't be really until later in the overnight hours as temperatures start to reach those low 30s going into Saturday morning. And the good news is that's going to clear out rather quickly, along with that cloud coverage indicating sunshine returning throughout Saturday. And from that point forward, as we take a look at your extended forecast, we're going to hold on to that sunshine through the rest of the forecast. That warm front moving through is, well, the opposite of a cold front. So for once, I feel like this is the first time in a long time we've got to talk about a warm front in the forecast. That is going to bring those 60s back to the area, and not even just through the middle of the week for some of us that may have those days off, but through the weekend as well going into next week. So some really nice conditions on the way.
Sunshine and eventually sunscreen will have to be applied, so it'll be much looking forward to that, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
so.
I'm just nice that things are finally quieting down for a little bit. We'll get the chance to dry out.
There we go. That's all we need to hear. Well, thank you very much, Ken. Appreciate it. We're going to transition a little bit. The famous Iowa bicycle ride is leaving the Hawkeye State. Reg Ride, that registers annual Great Bicycle Ride across Iowa, is an annual 7-day bicycle ride across the state from July 19th through the 26th of 2025. It's in its 52nd year. Reg Ride is the oldest, largest, and longest recreational bicycle touring event in the world. For the first time in its history, Rugby will cross state lines, entering Minnesota on its second day. Cyclists will ride 15 miles in Minnesota, enjoying the scenery of the land of 10,000 lakes. The route will move through part of the Jackson County, southern portion of that county, before heading back into Iowa. The decision to venture into Minnesota was inspired by the Tour de France's recent international starts and aims to offer riders a unique experience. Well, another day, another rain delay for the Twins yesterday. They've seen quite a few tarps already this season. Yesterday's series finale between the Twins and the White Sox was originally supposed to start at 1:10, but this spring weather has other ideas, and first pitch wasn't until 4:30. First inning, Byron Buxton says, "See ya." Solo homer puts the Twins up 1-0. In the fourth inning, Harrison Bader at the plate. That's back-to-back days with a 3-run home run for Bader. Twins extend their lead 4-0. Fifth inning now, Buxton sends this to center field. Travis Jankowski can't make the play, and Carlos Correa will end up scoring. Twins up 6-0. Later in the fifth, Ty France sends this down the third baseline. Buxton scores. Minnesota leads 6-0. The Twins defeat the White Sox. Today is opening day at Target Field. The Twins will face the Astros at 3:10 this afternoon. To the ice we go. The Minnesota Wild are facing the New York Rangers. Gus Nyquist gets a scoring action started with a power play goal. Wild lead 1-0. Second period now, a chance shorthanded here for the Wild, and Marcus Johansson scores. This game is tied up at 3, back and forth all night against the Rangers. Overtime is needed, but just 24 seconds into OT, Vincent Trocheck scores the game winner. Rangers defeat the Wild 5-4 in OT, while they're back in action on Friday night, facing the Islanders on the road. A battle that has been going on for years has finally reached an agreement. Len Taylor and Mark Lohr, Alex Rodriguez have agreed in place to complete a full ownership transfer of the Wolves and Lynx to Lohr and Rodriguez. Sources told ESPN yesterday morning that Taylor is not appealing Minnesota arbitrators that ruled in favor of Lohr and Rodriguez back in February. So now it goes to NBA to start the transfer process. Taylor purchased the team back in 1994 for $94 million. This sale will end Taylor's 31 years of owning the Timberwolves franchise. Twins fans like myself will be coming hungry to the ballpark today, the home opener this afternoon, and the stadium will have new walleye tacos from Lord Fletcher's. Also new, a fan favorite, pickle pizza from Pizza Lucie. You can get a ballpark classic, the brat, now complete with a brat sampler of smaller portions with a variety of flavored meats. Union Hmong Kitchen and vinyl owner and head chef Ya Vang has a new home at Target Field this year. Caitlin, I'm not going to lie. I don't think I'm going to eat any food until I get to the ballpark, so then that way I can just sit there, put myself in a food coma, and partake in some watching of some baseball games.
You know, I'm already hungry. It's approaching my lunchtime, and that brat sampler looked pretty good. Smaller ones, I know people like the bigger ones, but smaller ones with more flavors to try out, can't go wrong.
There's a lot of good stuff. I even think there's a barbecue chicken bacon ranch chicken sandwich.
That's a mouthful, literally.
I don't know if I said that right. I'll take some pictures and I'll show it off tomorrow morning.
Make everybody's mouth water.
So we'll see what happens. But thank you very much, Caitlin, and thanks for watching this KEYC News Now to go update. Stay with KEYC News Now for the latest local news, weather, and sports on our website.
And download the free KEYC News and Weather apps for the latest headlines and forecast.